Hello and blessings. It's your boy, Mr. Food for Thought. I wanted to talk about something important, and this is in regards to the black diaspora, black folk. Um, you know, a lot of us, a lot of us like to place a lot of blame on the white man. Rightfully so. I get it. I get it. I understand. You know, um, white supremacy and Jim Crow and the slave trade and things like that. They linger for a systematic system, this judicial system that's just screwed up on so many levels. I get it. I understand like why we would place a lot of blame on white supremacy, and again, rightfully so. But we also have to place a lot of blame on ourselves as black folk, and I'm going to tell you why. Why is it that when we see a black man or a black woman trying to promote something positive, putting something out there positive to really help, the black diaspora as a whole, that the majority of us are so critical of it? A lot of us are just questioning it, almost as if we don't believe that what they're doing is really going to truly help black people, or it's a really positive movement. Like there's something, nah, there must be a hidden agenda. What are you going to do with the money? You know, and that's something that's programmed in our mind. And I get it. When you have a group of people that have been um, demoralized, dehumanized, like the black man and the black woman, I could see why we would be very critical of certain things. And again, rightfully so. Rightfully so. But when are we going to stop screwing ourselves? When are we going to stop being so critical of ourselves? Because the only way we are going to obtain true freedom and liberation is when we start to trust each other. That is the only way we as a people are going to be truly free. We have to stop this notion of not supporting each other or supporting our business or investing in one another. We have to really gain that trust and obtain that trust within our own people. We got to stop looking for handouts from other people. I say this all the time. Our oppressor cannot be our savior too. We have to stand up and we have to, save ourselves. Think about this. With all the money that we spend on materialistic things, just walk with me on this. Can you imagine if we put money to the side? Didn't matter the amount, but if we just put money to the side to help with the uplifting of our own people, but subconsciously people are going to think, oh, but what is going to happen with that money? Who's in control of that money? Is embezzlement going to be a factor with that money? And I get all that. I get that. But with every other race, there is embezzlement, there is lies, there are greed, but they still can establish it. They still have a platform and a blueprint for it. And what you have to do is you have to make sure that the right people are running it, or make it in a way where it's a group effort and it's not just one person or two or three or four people. Maybe make it in a way in which everybody who invests into this particular fund has a piece of has a piece of the pie, like a percentage of the investment. And I'm just throwing this out there hypothetically. But we have to come up with a system, a legitimate system that's going to put a substantial amount of money into a pot for us as a people, so that when we go through something, or when something is happening, we do not have to depend on the white man. Period. They don't depend on us when it comes to these things. Now, they used to in the past. That's how this beautiful little country of theirs got built. But that's, I'm going to digress. That's for another discussion. But as of right now, you know, they're good. They don't come to us for loans. They don't shop at our grocery stores. They don't go to our malls. You know why? Because they own all the shit for the most part. So when are we as a people going to step up and start putting our money in places where we can really start to grow? We we have to orchestrate a revolution, but it's not the revolution that you're thinking of. I'm not talking about, oh, millions of black people standing up and going and let's start killing white folks. And wrong. Where did that get us? You know? Honestly, we are a spiritual we are a spiritual people. We are a spiritual melanated group of people. Our power lies in spirituality. They can't touch us when it comes to that. So we need to tap into where we have the most power. It starts in here, right here. Once we do this and we raise our consciousness, we'll be able to sit down, critique, and strategize ways and means of empowering our own people. And this isn't anything to discredit any other race or any other nationality. I'm not doing that. I have love for all of humanity. But this particular video is specifically for my melanated people. No disrespect. It is what it is. But I love all people. I have love for all people. And the people that follow my post and listen to what I put out there, and the people that know me personally, know where my heart lies. But there's a big disconnect with my people. So I feel it's my obligation to at least speak on that as well. So I'm doing that. But we have to do better. We have to stop being so critical of ourselves. We have to stop being so critical of what one particular group of people believe in compared to another group of people and what they believe in, or even individually what they believe in. Because at the end of the day, we've all been programmed, especially the blacks here on this native indigenous land. We've been programmed, we've been lied to, we've been bamboozled. All right? What we need to do is we need to look within. We really need to tap in the source. We have to really understand our purpose here on this planet, because again, we are all spiritual beings having a human life experience, and we really have a lot of work to do. Because a lot of us, we have the audacity to complain and to point the finger at other black folk, especially other black folk that are trying to do something, and even the black folks that are just being ignorant and lying and not doing nothing. Regardless, whether the people are good or bad, we're constantly pointing the finger at them, but not pointing it at us. Like, what in the hell are you doing to help the black diaspora? What are you doing? Now, if you're really out there, and it could be something as small as making a video like this, or giving words of wisdom and encouragement to other black folks, or other people in general. Just doing your due diligence to spread awareness, or to even go outside of enlightening people about black folk. What are you doing to enlighten people, and what are you doing to spread love? What are you doing to uplift humanity? You know? What are you doing to make the world a better place? Everybody's always talking about certain religions that they're a part of, that they're affiliated with. But at the end of the day, what are you doing? What are you doing to contribute to Mother Earth, to the planet? Because at the end of the day, you can be as religious as you want to be. But are you doing your part to help this planet? To help this planet survive? Are you doing your part to help humanity? Or are you just sitting and waiting for change or for whatever to happen? And I understand that I may get some criticism for that, but I'm sorry. There's black folk here, and there's people here right now that need help now. And there's people out there that have the wisdom and the knowledge to help them. Are you helping them? You have to lead by example. We're out here and we're slaughtering billions of animals each year, sauteing them, frying them, killing them. These animals have families. They had a mom, they had a dad, they had children, and slaughtering them and just eating them and devouring them, like, and you don't even think about it because you're programmed. Our teeth aren't even made to chew through flesh. That's a fact. You can look that up. Our teeth aren't even made to chew through flesh. They're not. But we've been programmed to think that it's okay to eat flesh in the way in which we do. Don't you understand and don't you know that energy never dies? So whatever that animal went through before it was slaughtered and before its life was taken, that energy, you take on that energy when you consume that animal. You're literally a human cemetery for these animals. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to tell anybody or to tell everybody, oh, you need to go vegan. But I will tell you this. If you have any type of ailments, if you have anything that's um, affecting you or affecting your health, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, it's because of what you're eating. And it's all by design. You also have to watch the alcohol that you consume. You'd be surprised what types of rituals and things like that are around these particular alcohols that you consume and you drink. Research it. Why do you think it's called wine and spirits? Why do you think when you drink certain alcohols, you do certain things, and then you wake up the next day and you're wondering, what in the world did I do? And who was that? Who was that person? Like, what in the world? It's going to be an aha moment for you. Research it. There's a lot of rituals that are bestowed upon us that we don't even know that we're partaking in. A lot of these deodorants and lotions and processed foods that we eat, a lot of these chemicals that are in these foods are making us sick. And we continue to consume it. Stop focusing so much on what the front of the product says. Turn that thing around. Read the ingredients on the back of it, because that's going to tell you what's really in that product or not. And you'd be surprised when you start to, insert some of the names of these particular ingredients on Google or wherever you go, and you see the definition. You're going to be like, oh shit. It's going to be a rude awakening. A rude awakening. And there was a saying, if you ever want to hide knowledge from a black man or from a black woman, put it in a book. The audacity for them to say that. Even though back in the 17 and 1800s and even the 1600s, a lot of blacks would have been murdered if their slave master found out that they was reading. And then with everybody saying, well, not everybody, but a lot of people assuming that, the people that live in the ghetto, oh man, they're animals. They don't know how to treat each other. They're just killing each other. You don't think that's by design? You don't think that that was all put together? Redlining? You know what redlining is? These ghettos were orchestrated. There were, I don't want to say experiments, but there were, I guess you could say it was an experiment. Yeah, it was. Where they had animals. I think there were rodents. And they put them in an isolated area. And they gave them resources, food, stuff like that. And they started to take away their food little by little. They limited their resources. And you could tell after they start to do this, and this first started in Germany during Hitler's time. The Nazis, when they put the Jews in these ghettos. So this was something that was orchestrated years ago. And anyway, they had these experiments where they had these rodents. They gave them resources, and then little by little, they started to take these resources away from them. And they started to see the rodents start to change, started to get agitated, angry, bothered. Saw how things would change after a couple days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Guess what happened? The rodents started to turn on each other, started killing each other, fighting. Let that sink in for a little bit. I need you to understand that mental enslavement and programming of the mind, the mental, is very real. And we've been lied to as a black diaspora, and humanity is in general. The mass majority of all people have been lied to, so that the elites, the one percenters, could prosper. What about the other 99 percenters? What about us? You know? Don't we deserve to be happy? There's more than enough resources here on this beautiful planet. There is. Currency, more than enough money, because currency, it's energy. Money is energy. People are so infatuated with just the paper aspect of it, but money is energy. Currency, current, we are energy. Protons and neutrons, electrons are all flowing through our body. We are electric. Those are facts. We are energy. We all have melanin in our skin, in our pigment, in our DNA. All of us. Now, the black diaspora, the black folks, obviously we have more of it, a lot more of it. But we all have it. So I digress, but I will leave you with this. Knowledge is so important in these days and times that we live in. Get right with the Most High. Make sure that you have your own personal relationship with God. A lot of people have a lot of names for God. There's a lot of religions out there, and I have a lot of friends out there that are Catholic, that are Christian, that are Muslim, that practice Judaism, Buddhism. The list goes on and on. Make sure that whatever you believe in, that you're tapped in, and that your faith is strong. Okay? Because now is not the time to live in fear. Now is not the time to be afraid. And now is not the time to take the mark of the beast. We have a choice to say yes or to say no when it comes to things that affect our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. So you better make sure that you're making the right choice, especially when it comes to what you're putting into your body. Know your facts. It's okay to believe, but there's some point where you have to do more than just believe. You got to do more than just hope and wish. Do your due diligence and do some research and really study. It's important. Blessings to all of you. I wish that everyone is safe and prosperous. I ask for abundance, and I ask that we are all deserving of this love in every way. I love you. And if no one told you that today, I am telling you. I love you. Be blessed.